All right. Well, welcome back. We are going to present to you a piece that we performed just last June on one of our live stream performances, broadcast right here from our home. This is a really interesting piece, and we were looking forward to presenting it in your classroom this year, but obviously we have to do it from home. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about this piece that you're about to hear. This is an incredible composition by a composer named Heinrich Bieber. Not Justin Bieber, but Heinrich Bieber, who was lived from about 1644 to 1704. This piece was written about 300 years ago. Bieber was a phenomenal violinist, and he loved to do weird things with the violin. And, you know, he was really good at it. So he often did things that were like experiments or sound effects, things that other violinists had never done. Now, he wrote this piece to be a descriptive piece. So it's basically, it's a theme and a set of variations, and each variation takes on the character of an animal. So when Bieber wrote this piece, it was just for the violin alone. The violin would play it, and there was nothing else but the music. And you'll hear that the music sounds like the animal sometimes, but about 10 years ago, a friend of actually mine and Miss Frazie's, Philip Warden, who's a composer in New York City, he proposed to me that we take this piece and produce it with a whole orchestra, and actually produce it with a small ensemble instead of just a violin. So what he did was talk to a friend of ours who wrote verses for each of the animals, each of the characters in this piece. And these verses are just kind of brilliant. So I'm going to read a few of these. Some of them are really obvious what the animal is that you're talking about. And when we perform it, we'll name the animal first. But I just want to give you an idea of what to expect. So this is the first one. And you just raise your hand as soon as you know what animal I'm talking about. In a soup of a swamp in my kingdom Caribbean, where you've never been, 'cause you're not an amphibian. Everyone calls me the fabulous frog, for my digits are webbed to hold on to my log. And I don't need a tail, but my tongue is so awesome, I pick little bugs the way you'd pick a blossom. So that one's pretty good. It says fabulous frog. This one is also a kind of obvious, but I think it's a lot of fun, and you'll get a better idea of how these poems go together. I like my caterpillars hairy. I like my larva squishy, very. Cuckoo, cuckoo. My song is hiccups and a hack. 2 toes point forward and 2 point back. Cuckoo. So again, obvious, a cuckoo. Now this one is a little more difficult. I'm simply exhausted. I can't move a muscle. Oh my. I wore myself out on a morsel of gristle. That's why. I'm thinking of giving my paws a good washing, perhaps. Or maybe just crashing, because I am smashing at naps. I'd jump on the shelf, but I can't really bother. No, sir. What's that on the leather? A feather? See whether I purr. Now, who knows what that one is? So you might not have known until the very last word, see whether I purr. So, of course, it's a cat, and cats love to wash themselves. At any rate, these poems are wonderful, and they were created for us about 10 years ago. But this last year, when we decided to play this piece for one of our live streamed concerts, we asked the composer, Philip Wharton, who's also a really incredible artist, to create images, to create artwork for each of these characters. And he did that. And so when you see this piece of music, you're going to see us playing, me reciting the poems, and Philip's brand new artwork from less than a year ago. So we hope you enjoy Bieber's Sonata Representativa, which is a kind of a olden days carnival of the animals.
My name is Heinrich Ignaz Franz Bieber von Biebern. If by chance you think so many names are gross, pull up a chair and listen close. The Bieber in my name means beaver, and that means I'm an overachiever. Although, to make my music great, I hardly ever hibernate, but sit composing all year long so you can hear the forest song. My name is Heinrich Ignaz Franz Bieber von Biebern. First, let's dance. I am the nightingale, calling and trilling, regaling the night with my ravishing tune, beguiling, appealing, enthralling, compelling, more famous at night than the sight of the moon.
I like my caterpillars hairy. I like my larva squishy, very. Cuckoo. My song is hiccup and a hack. 2 toes point forward and 2 point back. Cuckoo. When I lay eggs, I think it best to lay them in some other nest. Cuckoo. I'm very famous for my clock, but this is what I find a shock. Of all the birds that sail and swoop, why should my name mean nincompoop? Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
In a soup of a swamp, in my kingdom Caribbean, where you've never been 'cause you're not an amphibian, everyone calls me the fabulous frog, for my digits are webbed to hold on to my log. And I don't need a tail, but my tongue is so awesome, I pick little bugs the way you'd pick a blossom. I puff out my throat, but don't try it, you'll choke. And I let out a purely fantabulous croak. If you heard it, you'd probably fall on your knees. There have been occasions it toppled the trees. Oh, it ripples and tickles the length of the bog. It's no wonder a prince would turn into a frog.
These hens I have are a giggling gaggle. They peck and scratch and screech and haggle. And when I get a hankering for 'em, I call 'em with my cockalorum. And if some noisy chanticleer comes by and spoils the atmosphere, I kick up my claws and whoop it good, 'cause I'm the cock of this neighborhood.
I'm delicate. I'm almost cute. My vocal cords don't give a hoot. My voice is light, my step staccato, my plumage bright, and here's my motto.
Puff your breast and shake your tail and thank your stars you're born a quail.
I'm simply exhausted. I can't move a muscle. Oh my. I wore myself out on a morsel of gristle. That's why. I'm thinking of giving my paws a good washing, perhaps. Or maybe just crashing, because I am smashing at naps. I jump on the shelf, but I can't really bother. No, sir. What's that on the feather? What's that on the leather? A feather? See whether I purr. Tum-tum, boom-diddy-boom, I'm the musketeer of the living room, with my Admiral Frog and my Colonel Cat, and a rooster feather in my hat. I install my troops on the Persian rug, then I aim and fire at a flying bug. I advance at a crawl, I creep and crouch, I yell, attack! And I take the couch. So rummy-tum-tum, boom-diddy-boom, I'm off to invade the dining room. Oh, the world has a wonder of ways you can dance. The mazurka from Poland, the can-can from France, the maypole, the polka, the waltz, and the jig. The Hungarian czardas is still very big. In old Puerto Rico, they shake to the bamba, whereas in Brazil, they go in for the samba. In Bali, the gong. Madrid, the fandango. In Moscow, the troika. Cordoba, the tango. And if you don't know how to dance, you just fake it. For even in breakdance, you don't really break it. So get up and swing, do-si-do or gavotte, go ballet or belly, but give it a shot.
Well done, boys.
I feel like the melodica is getting more out of it.
I know.
Yeah.